The title of my book, Healing Suicidal Veterans, the subtitle, Recognizing, Supporting, and Answering Their Pleas for Help. Our citizens need, and the veterans themselves need to know how to recognize the problems and that they are treatable. I'm a primary therapist. I've worked with the VA Medical Center. Right now, though, I am working at an outpatient clinic in upstate New York. And I am the specialist in the clinic of 8 offices that handle veterans specific and specifically for suicide issues, for depression, for post-traumatic stress, traumatic brain injury, and that's what I do for a living. The crisis that we face in America is so huge, it's scary to me, and it's something that as an advocate, as True Thousand advocate, we need to keep talking about this, because let me give you some numbers. There are 25 million veterans in our country. There are 45 million dependents of those veterans. 1,700,000 come from Iraq and Afghanistan. It's just overwhelming. It's a tsunami, I want to use that word. It's rolling in, and it's increasing to be a problem because we aren't dealing with it quickly enough, with enough money, and we have all those veterans still alive in this country. And why I bring up the total figure, even though some of those are Korean and Vietnam and other smaller conflicts, there's what we call delayed onset symptoms. There are suicidal veterans coming into us every day or calling the hotline from Vietnam era. The old timers, 85 plus years old from Korea. They're calling us because they've had enough and they want to end their lives. And that is becoming an issue that we haven't even looked at either. Why the tsunami will continue to build is because more and more Vietnam vets are finally, after 50 years, 40 years, whatever that total is, are coming forward now. When I was on the hotline, I did an informal survey of my team around me, and we kept track for a whole week. 35% were Vietnam vets making a call for the first time in their life. So how many Vietnam vets do we have out there? We got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, maybe millions of Vietnam vets still out there. Add that to our Iraq and Afghanistan. We haven't even seen the tsunami that's coming. I just wish and pray that we do something more quickly, and that the senator's mindset about let's do a trial program for 3 years, no, I'm sorry, that's not going to do it. There's a tremendous amount of mental health issues, and they're literally disabilities. Our veterans are coming from the war zones with depression, anxiety, trauma, post-traumatic stress, all of which come with it, nightmares, flashbacks, the inability to adjust back home with their families and with jobs, with the society here, and it causes a huge amount of problems. Well, one of the huge things are women in the war zones. In years past, the women, when they went into the military, Marine soldiers, whatever, or even cooks and bottle washers and so on and so forth, they were never supposed to go into harm's way, into the front lines. The problem in Iraq and Afghanistan, there are no front lines. When our reservists go in and never expecting to have to shoot someone in their life, they go to their monthly training session, all of a sudden they're given more training and sent over to kill people. They're not expecting it. We have a lot of issues that I talk to the service people about they didn't ever expect to go. Well, America doesn't really know what goes on with our veterans when they get back, because there's not a lot of press about after the fact, readjustment back home after 13, 15 months in the war zone, maybe 2, 3, 4 tours. They come back, readjustment's huge. They don't know how to talk to their wives and kids. They have nightmares. They start drinking a lot to try and suppress the nightmares and the pain in their hearts of the things they saw. And we, as citizens, don't see the trauma that's happening to them. We're very short on training for the people that are serving them as clinicians to tell them how to deal at home. And so in acting out, they get into trouble. We have a lot of vets in prison. We have a lot of vets in jail, arrest, in drug and alcohol treatment programs. We have 2 wars going on there. They don't even have enough clinicians on the ground over there to handle in the field active military. So when the numbers start multiplying, and we're so slow, the VA is so slow, Congress is so slow to fill up the numbers that are needed, the voided clinicians that are needed to take care of our struggling vets and their families. It's a sad thing. Some of the numbers are disgraceful. Let me give you one. The VA released the figures that they have 17,000 healthcare workers in this country. They seem proud to announce that they have 400 of those 17,000 that are assigned to take care of suicide prevention. 400, that's it, out of 17,000. If you take a look at the number of medical centers in the territories, in addition to the states, 153 medical centers the veterans have. Well, if you do the simple math, that's 2.6 healthcare workers for suicide problems in this country because of post-traumatic stress coming from the war zone. 2.5 people are assigned per medical center. Now, I'm a clinician. I understand caseloads, but we also tear the numbers down further and look at if you have 2 people, 2.5 people in each medical center, and you have 300,000 troops coming back with post-traumatic stress disorder, and a normal clinician will sit and have 35 to 40 caseloads on their assignment. That leaves, in real numbers, 1,275 patients per clinician when they should have 35 to 40.